I wanted to thank you very much for allowing us to put this together, Mr. McKim. Um, Although these times are difficult and unprecedented, we're going to go forth, and we're just very grateful for everything that the administration is doing for us. So I guess the first question that we're going to talk about is, when do our online classes actually begin?
Officially on the 30th, so Monday is when they'll officially begin. I know some teachers are putting some stuff on there, and the nice thing about this is Canvas is something we've used all year long, and in some cases in previous years as well. So teachers are putting stuff up there. It may be a little confusing right now because I know some teachers were diligent in the process of creating and narrowing down their curriculum to meet the time requirement, to try and get the time requirements for what they needed to do, and forgot that they had already assigned stuff for yesterday and today and tomorrow originally before they left for spring break. So they're in the process. We talked about that as a group today. They're in the process of pulling that down. The hard part is some of you already submitted assignments and submitted results, or anyway, you submitted assignments to that, and so just pulling them off will make it a little more difficult, but we're working through that process. Have some patience. You're certainly welcome if you see something and you can contact the teacher and say, is this something that was in the past or moving forward? If it's a moving forward, you want to start today, you're certainly welcome to.
Okay, so what is the daily schedule going to look like for a student?
It will vary, and basically just what works for them works for us. And our teachers are putting together plans that are varied at best, and provide opportunity for feedback, for new learning, for interaction between teachers and student at the Zoom level, and to basically give you opportunities to meet the things that we've considered to be critical to preparing you for that next level, which for your case, Kate, will be at the college, but for some cases will be 10th grade or 11th grade or 12th grade. Just they're putting that together. I don't know that everyone will have the same type of day because you all have different responsibilities at home. Some of you have younger siblings that you're taking care of, so we certainly understand that process. Some of you have maybe a device that you're sharing amongst 2 or 3 of you, and so that may provide some limitations. Some of you have some internet limitations, so maybe the best time is from 6 to 8. So I don't know what your limitations at home will be. Everybody's going to be a little bit different, but you'll have an idea of what that work is, and then getting through that process and trying to meet the timelines that teachers set up for you to do, that will be the essential part of what your daily schedule looks like.
Okay, so how are some of the classes going to work, like elective classes?
Yeah, those are probably the hardest ones for teachers, and they're working through that process. I talked to Mr. Rosario, for instance, in woodworking and drafting, and at first he didn't know, but he is putting some stuff together. He not unless you have a table saw could you do everything that he was wanting you to do in woodworking, but he has changed that and will work through that process. It will be different, but again, the standards and the things that the state says we have to get done, we will give you an opportunity to work through those. They're probably in that situation will be a little more, a little less hands-on and a little more learning through video, et cetera, and so on.
So I know we are ending the end of the year. How are finals going to work through this process?
The nice thing is I can't anticipate any finals being given. So once you have met the critical standards that teacher has outlined for the class, if you've met it at a level that you're satisfied with the grade, you're done. And if that means you're done in May 1, you're done May 1. If that means you're working all the way up to the end of the school year, depending on if you're a senior or if you're an underclassman, then that's fine too. But the critical standards that they've identified If you've met those at the level that you're okay with, you're done. We aren't going to have a final schedule and really aren't going to have finals this semester.
Okay. So say that a student needs to retake a test or make something up from before spring break. How are they going to do that now with the online learning?
That'll be interesting. Again, teachers are identifying critical standards. They are giving opportunities to go back into the semester. So if you did not do well on an essay or something that a component of that class, you'll have the opportunity to go back into that and redo that if need be. I would focus on that a little later, or if you have some extra time. The thing that I would, if you're starting Monday the 30th, the thing I would really wrap my hands around first would be the process of what do all 7 of my classes, what are they asking for? Do I understand Zoom? Do I understand their schedules? How can I ask questions? Get a good grasp on that. And then if you do that and it's Thursday or Wednesday of a week and you're in a good spot, then I would start going back into those first, it's kind of third 9-week type classes. I would start running through those, but I would also talk to that teacher specifically about what you can do. I think that's probably the most important part of that.
Okay. So is there, say there's some possibility that the health concern goes away, is there an option that we're able to go back to school?
You know, that's really out of our hands at this point. I have not heard of any current plans for that to happen. And so we are moving forward with, the states call it a continuous learning plan. And that continuous learning plan will take us through the end of the year. Starting Monday, there's 7 weeks left. And that is, well, a short amount of time. And we need to do some good learning in that time. But from everything we've heard from the State Department of Education and from Governor Kelly, I'm not sure that's going to be an option for us.
Okay. So what should a student do if they are sick for an extended period of time?
One, get themselves healthy, do what they need to do to get healthy. That would be the most important thing. It is a continuous learning plan, and if we need to pull, if they need to pull back or not do work because they need to get themselves well, do that. We can always take a look at individual situations as they occur and do our best as an educators to work within the system and to work within what their family experience is going on right now, and make decisions at that point.
Okay. So as we transition to this continuous learning plan, what are the expectations going to be for turning in work on time and the late work policy?
Yeah, great question. And I figured that one would come up for sure, because we just transitioned at the Christmas time last year to the new late work policy, and it's gone pretty well. But long story short, get it in at some point. As long as you, again, have met the critical standards at a level that you're comfortable with, it's going to be good. Now, I will tell you this, that teachers are going to have suggested turn-in times, and that's more for your benefit as a student than it is for their benefit, because what they're really looking for is Kate Bircher on track with her learning. And if they're not getting any work from Kate Bircher, they're not going to know where you are. So they're going to get nervous, and they're going to be concerned. And so they're going to try and reach out to you through other means, whether that be through an email or through a phone call or contacting administration. So we're contacting Kate Bircher to say, hey, what's going on with whatever class you're working on, Algebra 1, say, and, oh, well, I just hadn't gotten to that level. Okay, that's fine. Or, man, I don't understand Algebra 1. I don't understand this concept, and I don't know how to get in touch with the teacher. So we're going to try and mitigate those concerns for them. So while you can turn work in at any point, we would like students to try to adhere to the recommended turn-in times on that for their benefit and for feedback concerns for teachers as well.
Okay. So now a question about something we all care about deeply. How are the AP exams going to work?
This was something that I didn't know. For how the AP would handle this, because this is a national test, and I've been pleasantly surprised. They are going to allow AP students to take it from home, and all your AP teachers know this. Some have probably sent this out, but they're going to allow you to take it home. I believe it's one question. You get 45 minutes to complete it. All the multiple choice is not there anymore. So you won't have any multiple choice portions. If you have taken an AP test before, you know about that. So I believe it's one question, maybe with some subsets to that question, 45 minutes, and you'll be able to do that from home.